What's up, guys? Today we're checking out the 5 best cars you can buy in the US for under 5 grand. Yeah, 5,000 bucks. And some of these rides are way better than you'd think. Stick around till the end, smash that like button, and drop your guess on which one made it to number 1. Number 5, Mazda 3. Number 5, the Mazda 3. The Mazda 3 from 2007 to 2009 is the kind of car that proves you don't need deep pockets to have some real fun behind the wheel. For under 5 grand, you can easily find one of these with a manual transmission, maybe 150,000 miles, still running smoother than your buddy's new Dodge Avenger. The 2.3-liter 4-cylinder engine in the higher trims is a little gem. Zippy, durable, and surprisingly efficient, pulling around 24 to 26 miles per gallon combined automatic. And the handling? Tight, balanced, and genuinely fun. You can throw this thing around corners like you're in a budget version of Fast and Furious, Community College Edition. Mazda put real effort into making this car feel alive. The steering's responsive, the gearbox feels mechanical in a good way, and the chassis gives you confidence without beating you up. It's one of those cars that reminds you driving doesn't have to be boring, even if you paid less than 5 grand for it. Now, let's keep it real. It's not perfect. The paint tends to peel faster than a cheap sunburn, and the interiors weren't built to impress anyone. You'll find a few rattles and maybe some faded buttons, but nothing that kills the experience. Rust can be a problem up north, so check the wheel wells and underbody before buying. The best part? Maintenance is dirt cheap. You can fix just about anything on this car with a basic socket set and a YouTube tutorial. And parts? Everywhere. AutoZone, junkyards, eBay, you name it. So if you're after a reliable daily driver that's fun, cheap, and has just enough personality to make you smile every morning, the Mazda 3 is a solid pick. It's basically the Miata for people with actual responsibilities.
Number 4, Pontiac Vibe Scion XB 2005 to 2008. Alright, these two are like the weird cousins at the family barbecue. A little boxy, kinda awkward, but deep down, absolute legends. The Pontiac Vibe and the Scion XB might not turn heads, but they'll run forever and cost next to nothing to keep alive. Here's the secret. Both are basically Toyotas in disguise. The Vibe was built in a joint venture with Toyota, sharing almost everything with the Toyota Matrix, including that bulletproof 1.8-liter or 2.4-liter 4-cylinder. Same story for the Scion XB. It's rocking a Corolla-based powertrain. Translation? These things can handle 250,000 miles without flinching, and the engine will still sound like it's just getting warmed up. You can easily grab one for under $5,000 with 150 to 180k miles, and they'll still start every morning like it's no big deal. They get around 30 mpg, have tons of cargo space, and the seats fold flat, so you can haul half your apartment if you want. Perfect for college students, Uber drivers, or anyone who wants reliability without taking out a second mortgage. Sure, they're not fast. 0 to 60 feels like a motivational speech more than an acceleration, but that's not the point. These cars are practical. You can beat on them daily, ignore maintenance for way too long, and they'll still forgive you. Plus, parts are everywhere. Need a new alternator? That's a $90 job and 30 minutes of your Saturday. Even the insurance companies love these. Rates are low because nobody's out there stealing Vibes or XBs for joyrides. Yeah, they look a bit funky, and your friends might joke that it's shaped like a toaster, but who cares? These cars are reliable, cheap, and honest, like that one friend who never flakes on plans. Bottom line, if you're after a car that'll keep running long after your patience with life runs out, the Vibe or XB is a no-brainer.
Number 3, Ford Focus 2008 to 2011 US model. The 2008 to 2011 Ford Focus might not have the best reputation, but hear me out. This little car is seriously underrated. For under 5 grand, it's one of the smartest, cheap but dependable buys out there. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it gets the job done better than most cars in its price range. Under the hood, you've got a 2.0-liter Duratec 4-cylinder that's as simple as it gets. No fancy turbo, no weird electronics, just old-school reliability. These engines can easily hit 200,000 miles if you change the oil once in a while. They're also super easy to work on. If you've got basic tools and a free Saturday, you can fix 90% of what'll ever go wrong yourself.
Fuel economy is solid too, sitting around 27 to 30 miles per gallon combined, so it's not going to destroy your wallet at the pump. And because it's a Focus, there are tons of them on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, usually owned by someone's grandma who just used it for grocery runs and doctor visits. Now let's be real, the design won't win any awards. The interior looks like it was styled by a guy who ran out of inspiration halfway through, and the ride isn't exactly thrilling. But the AC blows ice cold. The seats are comfy, and it'll start every morning without drama. Another big win? Parts availability. They're dirt cheap and literally everywhere. Need a new door handle? $12 at AutoZone. Headlight? $35 and 5 minutes of your time. This Focus is for people who don't care about showing off. They just want a dependable ride that starts, drives, and keeps their money in their pocket. It's the kind of car that'll quietly do its job while your buddy's cool car sits in the shop waiting on a $900 repair. Bottom line, the Focus may not impress your neighbors, but your mechanic will respect you for buying it.
Number 2. Subaru Legacy or Outback, 2005 to 2007. If you live anywhere that gets snow, rain, or even just bad vibes, the 2005 to 2007 Subaru Legacy and Outback are absolute lifesavers. For under $5,000, these cars give you something most cheap cars don't: all-wheel drive that actually works. These things are like mountain goats on 4 wheels. You can toss them into a snowstorm, down a muddy trail, or through a sketchy dirt road, and they'll just shrug it off. The 2.5-liter flat-4 engine gives that signature Subaru growl. Not fast, but plenty of traction to get you through anything. Now, real talk. You've probably heard the horror stories about Subaru head gaskets, right? Yeah, that's the one thing to watch out for. But if the previous owner already replaced them and has the receipts to prove it, you've basically got a car that'll outlive your student loans. Keep the oil clean, check the coolant, and these engines will easily hit 250k miles. The interior feels solid, the ride's comfy, and the heated seats make winter mornings a little less miserable. The Outback version gives you a higher ride height and extra cargo space, perfect for camping gear, dogs, or that friend who never learned how to pack light. And get this, for less than $5,000, you can find one in decent shape with under 180k miles. Insurance is low, gas mileage sits around 21 to 23 mpg combined, and because Subarus have a cult following, parts and DIY guides are everywhere online. Sure, they're not flashy. You're not going to turn heads at a car meet, unless it's full of people who hike on weekends. But when everyone else is stuck spinning their wheels in the snow, you'll be cruising right past with the heater blasting and a smug grin on your face. Bottom line, the Legacy and Outback are the perfect combo of rugged, reliable, and cheap. Just check that head gasket history and you're golden.
Number 1, Mercury Grand Marquis / Ford Crown Victoria, 2003 to 2011. This right here, folks, is the king of cheap American cars, the Grand Marquis in Crown Vic. These things are like rolling couches with V8 engines, built back when Ford didn't care about aerodynamics or gas mileage, just comfort, durability, and pure old-school toughness. You can find plenty of these beasts for under $5,000, often with fewer miles than you'd expect. Why? Because most were owned by retirees or used as fleet cars, which means regular maintenance and gentle driving. Or, if you're brave, you can even grab an ex-police Interceptor, already proven to survive full-speed chases and curb jumps. Under the hood sits the legendary 4.6-liter modular V8, the same one that powered Mustangs and trucks. It's not fast by today's standards, but it'll run forever. These engines are basically indestructible. Change the oil, feed it gas, and it'll keep purring until civilization collapses. Sure, it drinks fuel like a frat boy at a keg party, expect around 16 to 17 mpgs combined, but in return, you get one of the smoothest, comfiest rides on the road. The suspension soaks up bumps like they don't exist, and the seats feel like your grandpa's favorite recliner. Long drives? You'll be smiling the whole way. Parts are cheap and everywhere because cops, cab drivers, and boomers have been running these for decades. Need a new transmission mount? $50. Alternator? $60. You could practically rebuild a Crown Vic with pocket change and junkyard finds. Now, don't expect fancy gadgets. The fanciest tech you'll get is maybe a digital clock that barely works. But that's part of the charm. This car isn't pretending to be modern. It's just good old-fashioned steel and reliability. Bottom line, if you want a tank that's comfortable, dependable, and full of character, the Grand Marquis and Crown Vic are unbeatable. You'll look like a retired detective, and honestly, that's a vibe.
And there you have it. 5 solid rides under $5,000 that'll keep you rolling without draining your wallet. Which one would you buy? Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more Real Talk car videos every week.